I have a second channel, Cube Comp MTDX.
Hey everybody, this we're going to be talking about these 18650 battery boxes. So it's been about 5 years since I made a video similar to this. This is in regard to these 18650 boxes you can order off of eBay. These in particular are wired in parallel, which is how I intended them to be. But the thing is, these things do have a safety risk. You gotta be very careful when inserting your cells. You have to make sure that you insert a positive facing that direction and another positive facing that direction, and that your cells are at the same voltage. In other words, don't put in a fully charged cell here and a nearly dead cell over here, because then you're going to get a lot of rush current from the other cell trying to charge the dead cell. So the thing is with these boxes, if you look, this is similar to the very first set of boxes I got back in 2016. There is a lip over the edge. It's a small lip that tends to hide the fact that there is a bridge here. And also, over here, now this one's actually wired a little differently. The conductor actually passes through the center of this plastic divider. So these two are tied together, and these two are tied together. So if you insert a cell according to how this thing is printed, you can see how this thing is actually telling you to insert a cell this way and a cell that way. If you do it as it says, you will have a dead short, and possibly a fire if things get hot enough to melt. So that's one thing you gotta watch out for with these, is the fact that, of course, these ones that are wired for parallel, that you don't insert a cell backwards. So I'm going to talk about a way that you can, I'm going to show you a way that you can improve the safety of these little boxes. See, I forgot to mention, these are actually kind of hard to find. You practically, if you want them in parallel like this, you pretty much have to order them out of China, because I'll be honest, I think a lot of sellers purposely don't sell these because of liability risk. Somebody can insert a cell backwards and burn the house down if they're not careful. Yeah, I've been using these for 5 years, and my cameras all have, at least the ones I've 18650 modded, all have these two X parallel holders in them. And I've always paid super close attention when inserting my cells. I don't accidentally insert a cell backwards. So again, as I mentioned, I'm going to show you how you can improve the safety of these things. So I bought off Amazon a bag of fuse holders, because what we're going to do is we're going to actually snip this connection between these two positives, and we're going to fuse that. And what that will do is, in the event you insert a cell backwards, let's say if you have a positive going to here and a positive going to here, unless you have a dead short between the two cells, the fuse would blow and interrupt the circuit. So as you can see, these are actually intended for PCB mount, but these were what I could find for super cheap, and I figured they would do just fine. So the tricky thing is how I'm going to figure out how I'm going to mount this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to snip this right here at the center, which will allow us to bend these pieces up. I'll show you here in a sec once I get this done. Okay, everybody, so I ended up having to use a pair of pliers. You know, those pliers says rip out this piece of steel. And I was connecting these two positive terminals, because I could not, no matter how hard I tried, could not get this to snip in half. So it's practically like, I mean, it's like as hard as a freaking paperclip or staple. It's really tough. So I'm going to have to solder directly to these two terminals. And what it is, I just bent out these legs a little bit. And we're going to see how this does. I ain't quite so sure. Thing is, we got to be quick on this because obviously these positive terminals, they're riveted into plastic, and of course plastic won't hold up long under the heat of a soldering iron. So let's go ahead and start with the soldering iron, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop some solder here and here, and hopefully we could just hopefully we can make that work. Yeah, it's funny. This is the first This is the first box I've ever gotten that had more or less only one of the negative sides riveted. You know, one of the negative springs. Otherwise, I would do it on the negative side. It don't really matter which side you do it on. For this case, I should also mention that I also, in whatever device I'm putting this in, I add a inline fuse to the positive side. With my cameras, I put a 3-amp fuse in. That way, we got some overcurrent protection on the pack. And the camera's electronics, since they were already designed for lithium-ion batteries, or at least 1S lithium-ion batteries, they provide pretty much the over-discharge protection. And of course, I charge the cells on my standalone Opus charger. So, anyways, what I'm going to do, as mentioned, I'm going to just drop some solder in here. Hopefully, we won't melt this whole thing. Just got to be quick with it. Because it will not take long for that plastic to melt. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop this into place one side at a time. Now, I'm sorry you won't be able to see what I'm doing here, but I'm just going to use the solder that I already applied to try to drop this into place. Try to move these wires down where they won't be in the way. The trickiest part is getting getting these to stay in place. to add some solder. Matter of fact, I'm going to tin these legs too. So hopefully that'll help get these two pieces to go together. We'll add just a little bit here too. Just a little bit or just a lot, depending on how you look at it. Alright, let's see if we can get these two to mate up. Okay, that seems to have actually worked. It's not the cleanest, but of course I had to be quick with it. So it does seem solid. What I'll probably end up doing is just adding some hot glue around the sides to kind of help stabilize it. So, and of course right now there's no fuse in it, so I gotta install a fuse. And the way these holders work, you insert the fuse into the holder, and then you insert the holder, or excuse me, yeah, the holder into the fuse box. I think that's how it works. So these are these fuses are 2 amp fuses, which should be plenty. Considering the whole box is on a will be on a 3 amp fuse. Well, this ain't even the right size. Crap. Alright, what size fuse they want? Okay, well, I'm going to get some fuses. Because that is not the right size fuse. The ones I have here. But when it's all said and done, you put this back together. This is what you'll have. This is what you'll end up with. You'll have a protected holder. That way, if a cell was inserted backwards, it will pop this fuse here. So anyways, that is a way you can make these parallel 18650 battery holders a little bit more safe. In the event you insert a cell backwards, or you insert a cell that's fully charged along with the cell that's fully discharged. This will, the fuse will help prevent short circuits from happening. Anyways, hope you all enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Well everybody, that's it for this video, but don't forget there's a lot more interesting stuff on the channel to check out. Also, if this is your first time visiting this channel, feel free to subscribe to keep your channel, and also don't forget to tick the bell so that way you'll get notified of new video posts. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. But if you really didn't like it, there is the alternative option available as well. Also, feel free to check out my second channel, CubeComp MTDX. There you'll find videos about bicycling, weather, elevator tours, and all sorts of other neat, interesting stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Feel free to come back, and thank you for your support.